What's up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel back again on my Self channel to you guys get another video. So I'm trying to do some batch creation. I'm gonna see if I can, post some more videos about just myself. I think that I'm trying to be okay with being more open and just honest and forthcoming. I'm trying to decide like how far I want to go with it. Sometimes I feel like I get uncomfortable getting super close with people because I think that it might not work out. And I think that this goes with friends and stuff too. I've had a lot of disappointments with friendships um, in my life. And I think today I thought a lot about how that kind of affects where I am with certain situations in my life. And I'm like, it's quite possible that maybe I also have chosen people who are not that great at like being forthcoming about how they're feeling and being like really vulnerable as well. Because when we think about we can only like meet people where we are. I'm just looking at my reflection lately and just seeing, am I a person who is open to love? I remember looking at my friend not too long ago, and I don't know, it's something about just being like vulnerable to the point where people know like that they hurt you and things. And I think that I'm coming to the conclusion that I might be like an avoidant personality, which is interesting because sometimes I think that other people are avoidant and I could easily identify other people. But then just sitting back and looking at my life and like how I tend to handle things, like I noticed, if you guys watched my last car video, how I talked about like feeling like I need to put on a mask, that everything's okay, like with people around me. Like I feel like the closest people to me, I don't really have to do that. Like of course like my mom, my family and things, but when it comes to other people, I think that I have had like I think I put a certain pressure on myself, where I just have at some point become accustomed to being a certain version of myself with other people. And I don't know if it's always the most honest. I think there are moments when it is honest, and I feel like I just want to be more authentic in general, like with myself and with other people. And I decided to download Bumble, and I have a friend date coming up tomorrow, which I'm excited. This girl that I met on Bumble, and we've been like talking every day, laughing about stuff together. She seems like she's gonna be like a super good vibe, and I can honestly say that I really would love to have like just some good friends that I could just start fresh with. And like I would be open to repairing like relationships in the past as well, but I just only if people are ready to also be vulnerable and meet me where I'm trying to go, because I would like to be a more secure attachment to like friends and things like that. And I feel like it could be different depending on what kind of relationship it is, because I don't typically feel, I think I used to be very anxiously attached, possibly, or I could have always been avoidant. I don't know, but I definitely want to go for that secure middle ground, like just being able to be myself and being able to be me when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I need support, being able to ask the people around me for what I need before it becomes a problem. Being able to also just be okay with having tough conversations with people. Because I think that in my mind, maybe I think that I'm more confrontational than I actually am. Cause it's like I address things to myself, and if things cross a boundary enough, I will speak up and say something. I can be confrontational, like if I feel like it's absolutely necessary. But then I also can be very passive with certain things, And I just want to be able to be just more neutral, like keep it in the center. Like I'm naturally a happy person. I'm naturally a pretty like chill vibe, you know. Or I could be goofy, I could be having fun. But I also want to just have that common ground of feeling like I don't only have to be that, just being more full. And when I say that, it's not like I'm going to be just a super emotional roller coaster, because generally I'm a very emotionally stable person. But I am aware when I am feeling things and when things make me upset and stuff. And I just want to be able to feel more comfortable sharing those parts, Like, I don't know if this is like a shadow thing. I just want to be able to. I think it is. I think this is a shadow thing because I really want to love that part of me. Because part of me feels like I deny that part of me, and I like gaslight myself sometimes about how I feel about things, and like tell myself that things aren't that deep and they're not that serious, when sometimes they might be to me, and that's okay. And I can be that person who can be honest with myself first and stop trying to, you know, not validate my own feelings. Like, I think that I've looked too much to other people to validate my feelings. Like, I need to validate my own feelings. And it would be great to also have other people around me who can echo that sentiment to me, even if maybe they're the ones who have caused me harm in the past. Or because I want to be that person to other people. Like, I think I'm always open and receptive for people to tell me how I'm making them feel, or how they feel around me, or if they like how things are going. Like, I'm very curious about that, because I genuinely value trying to be like a good friend and trying to just be the best person that I could be to other people. And with people who I'm able to be vulnerable with, I can do that. Like, I have a really good friend. I'm not going to say this friend's name, so I'll just say Bob. Bob is a really good friend to me because we've had problems in the past, but generally, like, whenever I do feel like I need to talk about something, maybe that's something that's bothering me, even if it pertains to our relationship, sometimes, I don't always like his response, which is okay. Because I don't need that person to be perfect. And I think it's okay for me to also sometimes be dissatisfied with maybe what it said. But I feel safe to do it, and I don't feel like this person's gonna run away from me because I'm being honest, And I want to be even better, because I feel like that it still needs work. I want to be an even better person at being able to like hear other people out and hear other people's emotions and how they're feeling. And if I just want to be the person that I want, in my life as friends. I don't know if this is like going all over the place. I hope that you guys can follow, because I'm kind of just in a stream of consciousness. And I don't know, tell me what you guys think about that. Like, what do you feel like is the balance of being able to be yourself, show your emotions, I feel like too, I think there's a balance to it, because it's just like if you're in a marriage, like, you pick your battles, you're not going to fight about every single thing. I'm not saying that I need to be like, oh, you stepped on my shoe. Like, I know you didn't do it on purpose. Like, I'm not trying to bring up every little thing, but in general, I think opening up and being more like truthful always, even outwardly and inwardly, accepting my truth inwardly, that's where it's at. That is a part that's really important too. Just accepting these things that maybe I don't necessarily like about myself sometimes, or accepting my own mistakes. So I don't know. I hope that you guys are finding some type of value out of these videos, and I hope that they're maybe just serving as maybe asking yourself some things about how you feel. You know, what kind of attachment style do you think you are, and how does that impact your life, and how are you interested in being more secure attachment, or are you fine with having a partner who balances out? Because I just don't want to be off balance, you know. Sometimes I'm just trying to do my best to do my own self-work, my own self-love, and I think I do a good job of like telling myself things that I think I do good. You know, I don't feel like I'm overly hard on myself anymore like I used to be. I used to be so hard on myself. I remember like having a performance one time where I was just crying my eyes out afterwards, even though my performance wasn't even that bad. Like looking back, I would just be so, I would have such a hard time. You know, I was so hard on myself. Nothing was ever good enough for me, you know, even when it came to myself. But now I'm able to be more gentle with myself. But now I think this next phase of my self-love journey is about accepting the shadow, accepting the things that maybe people don't like all the time, accepting and loving those things about me, because it's a part of me, you know. I feel like it's foolish to think that we should have to change every single thing about ourselves to be loved, you know. That's not true. And nobody, no matter how hard we try, perfection is really just a perception. It's just a perception. So being able to change my own perception to I'm more than good enough, like, you know, I just have so much that I have just been thinking about, and I really had to stop. I got off social media. I'm on a social media break for Instagram and like Twitter and all that stuff. I got off of that because I don't know, when it calls to me that I need to be more disciplined in a way, then I will do it. You know, when I decided that I was gonna start eating better, I just did it. Like, you know, it was important and it was affecting my well-being. I decided and I just follow it, and now I'm feeling like it's time for restoration. It's time for reflection, because when I'm moving forward, I don't want to ever just be on autopilot and just keep going, because sometimes when you're on autopilot, you're not realizing when you need to also shift course, you know. Sometimes you need to just turn a little bit more left, maybe a little bit more right, maybe you need to be more direct, but you won't know that if you're just not even thinking about it. Always on the timeline, scrolling. What video am I gonna watch now? Because I'll tell y'all right now, I love to consume certain kinds of content. I love YouTube because I feel like I could learn so much on YouTube. I watch cooking videos. What else I be watching? I watch videos about all the stuff I'm into, like learning about human behavior, psychology, the universe, laws of the universe, things like that. I'm so into, and I can consume a lot of that. And I also like self-help to a bit too, because to me it's not like I'm trying to fix myself, but I just love the questions that are asked like in those kind of videos. Like I love hearing people talk about themselves and talk about the things that they've been through and how they, I love seeing people be vulnerable, saying stuff that I at this point in my life could never fathom coming out to just share with the world. Like I'm fascinated with that vulnerability, and I think it's like cool. So I watch a lot of videos like self-help, because a lot of those people will talk about their own personal story and talk about, you know, not just the good but the bad. I think I mentioned on this channel before a long time ago, and she actually saw the video, which is amazing. She like commented under it. But this girl, hey it's Bree, I love her channel because she is so open and honest, and I think I have the capacity to do those things and be more vulnerable. I know that I do, but I think the only thing that's been stopping me is just like the fear of being judged, fear of judging myself, you know, because ultimately if you're afraid to be judged, you're really feeling that way because internally you're judging yourself. I'm trying to, judge myself less harshly. And, I just have to get out of wanting to be seen as perfect, because I'm not perfect. Not perfect. I make mistakes. I've made mistakes. And sometimes I think that even though I would love to have a big platform, I think something that might be hindering me is just the fear of people not accepting me and like being very hateful about it, because on the internet, once you reach a certain like level of notoriety, I never want to admit it to myself, but honestly I think that I'm afraid of that. It's like, do I really want that? Do I want to be able to reach, like, I want to be able to reach a lot of people. I really want to just have like my community, like, I'm so passionate about community, and I just want to attract more like people who are interested in the things that I'm interested in, and learn from them, learn together, be able to support each other, be able to support. I would really love to make a difference in people's lives by being able to talk about things in a way that maybe will reach only some people, because we all have people that we connect with more or just can identify with, and sometimes it can make it more easy to like just understand yourself better, like through other people's journey. And I do believe that we are here to some capacity to share what we learn, because aren't we all in this together? Like, aren't we all, as just like a human race, really trying to do our best here on earth and have the most happy lives that we can, the most successful, and lead lives that we love? Like, shouldn't we like be more forthcoming with lessons? But these are just things that have been on my mind, like, and even just uploading these videos is definitely it's a step forward, because even now I'm being vulnerable. I'm being vulnerable, opening up, and just yeah, I think I'm gonna make another video next about a time where I actually felt like not being here, and how sometimes I have moments like that. I think that that's important for people to know, that like everybody's human, and at some point we all have like down times and things like that. But anyway, I'm going to stop this particular video because it's been 18 minutes. But honestly, if you made it this far, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope this video did something for you, made you feel better, made you feel more seen, gave you something to think about. And I intend for it to, bless you in some kind of way. And thanks for not caring. Thanks for not being superficial about like the lighting and stuff. Sometimes I never care really about video quality. I'm more of like, I just connect with the people that I like to consume their content. So it's like, girl, when they be saying, I'm so sorry that the mic isn't perfect and the lighting, da da da, I feel like I do not care about none of that. Like, we are the value. But anyway, stay posh, stay cute. Mwah. Deuces.